Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Media Junk Box, where we bring you the latest and greatest in rock, metal, and more. I'm Roxandra. I'll be your host today in this conversation with Parisian quartet of shamanic rock, post-rock, mix, Bank Myna. This is a really cool conversation. We go from how they started into music to their latest album, Eimuria, and their latest release, live at Beaux-Arts de Paris, which is a gorgeous live session, and it really highlights what makes them such a great band. So, without further ado,
First of all, again, big thanks for doing this. I was telling Konstantin when Florian sent out the PR email with your latest release, I was so stoked to hear it. It like took me completely by surprise. I did not know what to expect when I opened it, and then it was just so up my alley that it was wonderful. So this is a great opportunity to talk to you a little bit more about your music, your latest release, and everything. First of all, I'd like all of you to, if you could introduce yourselves and the instruments that you play.
Okay, maybe I can start. I'm Maud and I play violin, keyboards, and I sing. Well, actually, I don't play keyboards in this live session.
I'm Konstantin. I play drums and keyboards on the session.
And I'm Danny and I play bass. And there's Fabian that is not here that plays guitar.
All right. And first of all, the band is called Bank Myna. Is that how you would say it?
Bank Myna, but maybe you pronounce it better in English.
No. I prefer Bank Myna. That sounds much better. Okay, that's good. So I know how to reference it. So I was looking a little bit into kind of the history of the band from what I saw in the release, but I'm just very curious to hear how the project of Bank Myna started. Like what brought all of you guys together to make this specific brand of music?
It's a long ride actually, because we started playing together in 2013, so it's kind of a long time ago. And I think at that time we didn't have that type of music in mind. So we were more into dream pop, post-rock, but in the Sigur Rós kind of sense, not in the dark, the dark alley. And we actually met through an ad online.
Oh wow!
I posted an ad with a demo of what the music I wanted to play with the former drummer, and Danny replied to this ad, and it was I think kind of friendship at first sight. It was really super cool to meet him. I mean, maybe I hope it's reciprocated.
Yeah, of course.
So,
actually, I think we knew we were going to make a band even before playing, because we went for a drink and we was like discussing, and it was like, wow, that's great.
What were kind of like your common influences at that beginning spot that made you be like, yes, we're going to gel together well?
It was Sigur Rós for sure.
Oh yeah.
I think at that time we listened to Arcade Fire as well.
Yeah, it's true.
I think it was Beach House, maybe.
Beach House, yeah, I was going to say.
Maybe shoegaze. There was maybe
Warpaint.
Yeah, Warpaint. That's true. We were very into Warpaint at that time.
I've literally just discovered Warpaint the other day, so that explains a lot about the first EP you released. That was it's such a departure from shoegaze is exactly how I would describe your like your first EP, Bank Myna. It's very like optimistic almost. It has like quite a light quality, and then by the time you get to your first album, it just goes so much darker, so much slower, so much more like shamanic trance than shoegaze. And I'm curious, like what changed between these two points?
Life. I don't know.
I think the first thing that changed was that our former drummer left the band, so we were just Maud, Fabian, and me. And we, in fact, we had a concert that we wanted absolutely to do, and we were just three.
Mm.
So we begin to take everything we were composing and say, okay, what can we do with all this stuff and create just a set with drum machines. And
Interesting.
we create a very kind of long track that had a lot of experimental with looping, sampling one drum and looping it on live and things like that. And it became like the seed for our first album, for Bola Verunt. Then it evolved, we just work it a lot. And I think COVID get in the middle as well. So maybe it helped also at some point to change maybe the mood probably of the music. And yeah, so it was Bola Verunt that came out, or first album, and we did it just the three of us. And when we wanted to play it live, we said, okay, we are not going to play it live like that. We need drums. And that's then is when Constantine came join us. We discussed with him. He was just also a great guy, and when we hear him playing, it was like, yes, that's what we want.
That's him.
Yeah, because we tried a lot. We tried a lot of drummers, and it was like we couldn't find anyone that had the energy and the, how do you say, this.
I would say maybe the human qualities.
Yes.
Or the human. I mean, it didn't match.
Yeah.
With the others.
See.
So yeah.
Was there, like, when you say human quality, was there a specific vibe that even then you were going for in the music, that you felt like you need a specific vibe of drumming for?
For the drumming part, I think, I don't know, we had in mind something quite heavy, but someone also open to experimentations, because that's what we were looking for this album.
I found the word I was searching before, able to kick hard, but have sensibility as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And because we have some guys that were very experimental and very tutu, with a lot of, soft touch, very sentimental, but I'm going to say, now you need to pick. And it was like, oh, no, but, we need energy. And there were others that were just energy, and we need just this ambient parts that need to feel it and so on. It was like, no, that Constantine excels at both.
Oh, wow.
Thank you guys.
Flowers your way.
All the adulation going to Constantine. Constantine, I guess, how did you develop your style? Because your style of drumming has quite a unique touch, and clearly
thank you very much.
saw it immediately. Like, how did you get into this style of drumming?
Well, I don't know. I played the post-rock stuff with a band for almost 10 years, and before joining Bank Myna, and I had a lot of influences. I come also from classical music, and so this is a blend of everything. I'm also a big rock fan of rock bands from the 90s, 2000s, and everything. And for the last album, I wanted to play something little different than the other doom bands, post metal bands, and everything. I tried to go on the opposite way of what I would do naturally. So it became more like percussive and texture way of playing. Yeah. So and just to put some some real drum rhythm. But yes, but mostly I thought about making it percussive first. Yeah.
and it really shines through. So the live session that you recorded at Beaux-Arts, it's one, the textures visually are stunning. I've never been there, so just seeing the room you recorded in was incredible. And then all the layers of sound and noise and voice and keyboard and everything that was coming through there, it was just such a perfect blend of elements. It was very, very enjoyable. And I kind of wanted to ask you more as well, like how did you come across like this style of singing? Because now you said Siguros, I was like, that's why I'm hearing like a bit of Björk or like a Scandinavian style in your singing. Like how did you develop your voice?
That's such an interesting question. I don't think I have a very clear answer to give, but I guess when I was younger, I was really into both like very strong female singers like P.G. Harvey or Patti Smith, as well as Scandinavian pop music like Robin or Aurora, this kind of singers. And I think my voice is like a blend of these two different kind of elements. And I'm also a big fan of Anna Vonoswalp since more than 10 years. So I guess she's kind of influenced the way I sing as well. So yeah, I think other people have mentioned Dead Can Dance and Liza Gerard as well, but I've personally never listened to these artists as such. I mean, I know they're great, but I'm not especially a fan. So yeah, I guess I would say Scandi pop and P.G. Harvey.
Because I was hearing, if you know the band Wardruna, but they delve more into like folk mythological work. But there's something about like Lundi Fehela as well that I was hearing in your voice, and it was just again like it was filling out the space in such a great way. That's very interesting.
But I'm not a really big fan of pagan music. I think you can call it that way. But I do enjoy the voices in these bands. Yeah.
No, they're inspired from so many areas. And again, to get to Danny as well, I was speaking with Constantine earlier about how much the drum bits at some point sound very much like and I'm personally a big fan of and a huge fan of Advaitic songs. And I was kind of hearing a little bit in the shouted body at the beginning, just like hints of that like perfect conversation between bass and drum that also does so great.
That's I discovered because of Constantine. In fact, when we were composing, he made me discover that, and it was him who infused at some point this kind of vibes, making me listen to that, and yeah, so I feel this kind of vibe on this passage and so on. So yeah, I can understand it, and it was really I was not I didn't know the band before, but I listened a lot during when we were composing this album, because when he made me listen to that, I love it.
Yeah, no, it's an awesome album. Like, what was your journey into music and playing music?
Me? I began playing in the park a folk guitar with my friends. I learned like that, playing guitar. And then I began to play in bands, but everyone had a guitar. So I bought a bass. And I just began playing bass actually, I'm from Spain. So I began there. And then when I left Spain to finish my studies to France, so I found another band that we play a little bit there, and I end up finding Bank Myna, and that's
and here we
the
are.
final band.
Rest is history. Well, with kind of all of these influences together, I did have some questions about the last album that you put out. Obviously, there's this there's more darkness in it, but it's also like a really poetic album in many parts. Like, how did it all come together? How do you guys collaborate when you're creating a new record?
For the last album, we wanted to record it live. So it was and not to put that much production, like overdubs and everything. We tried to make it quite natural. And so that was one main point. And for I don't know, for writing, we've been jamming, trying ideas, and working like I don't know. It was quite long, and but it's like a gymnastic when you write music, because it's quite an exercise. You got to be in a state of mind, and try to communicate each other's, and everything has to be all right. So it's not this is the most difficult part for me. This is to start, to make the machine start, and everything goes well afterwards.
And I think it's quite a heavy machine as well, because we write all together. There's not someone that writes all the parts and just tell the others what to play. It just doesn't work this way in our band. It never has. And we do write music while jamming. We're not the kind of band that records instrument by instrument and then comes back the next time with new ideas. It's not like that. So it's quite long, as Constantin said.
So I think there's something that Constantin said about we wanted also to play it live. So it was also important to compose it at some point live, because when you get to try to compose layer by layer, at least maybe us, you have tendency to put so many things on that at some point it deserves the main instrument that it's playing, or it could, but so it was like, okay, we need this kind of bones that make the song that work really live. So naturally we have always composed like that, just jamming. So there was no reason to change it, especially that we wanted to record live. And at the end, sometimes it's just someone had an idea that suggests we jam around that, we listen to it, we say this part was great, let's try it again, how it goes after. We need a part that is soft, okay, this part soft, this doesn't match with the other one, so okay, we need to change that, and then okay, we keep the soft part and we change the heavy part, or there's something that is missing here, is not enough bass or something, for example, or this. So it's a lot of discussion and listening and jamming.
Wow. So is all of Eimuria, was it all like a live session essentially?
Let's say the main instruments we played live at the same time, let's say. So it was not like just all the album all alone, like that, but we searched for a place where we could record at the same time, having at least eye contact. So mostly yeah, that's true. Sorry,
I didn't have eye contact with you.
Wait, because you were in a different room, or because of how you were placed?
Yeah, I was in a different room, but I just could communicate with my ears and voice. That's all. That was interesting, though.
I mean,
it was difficult to.
Yeah, that explains so much about it, because I kept thinking, like, how do do you like structure these songs, or how do you like plan ahead? Because they're obviously they're very long, they're sprawling, you could tell that you are kind of reacting to each other live, and it just, yeah, that makes so much sense that it was recorded, everybody playing together as opposed to separately, isolated, etc. That's so cool. No wonder it has such great energy.
Thank you. I think also for the writing, we've been finishing writing songs quite. It was quite late. Like the last song we have written was L'Implorante, and I think it has been we finished writing it like 2 weeks before recording. So
Yeah.
so we've been really in the process until we got to studio. But that's also that's also this, which is interesting. This is because this is quite fresh, so there is the really I would say pure. This is not really pure, the word,
The
but
spark.
tu vois, genre, yes,
The spark, kind of.
yeah.
It was
This
super
is
fresh,
very fresh,
spontaneous.
very fresh, spontaneous. Thank you very much. Spontaneous
Yes.
energy. So we are really into it. It was not like we've been rehearsing the song and rehearsing the songs and rehearsing the song. We did that, but it was not. Sometimes you listen to bands. For me, I listen to albums, and I hear that they've been playing it and overplaying it, and so this is quite. I don't know. Like to me, it feels like it's flat. It's not really energetic. It's not. There's no feeling. Sometimes I have this feeling, and that's why I don't really listen to rock music anymore now.
It lacks that spark of spontaneity.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. This feeling of spontaneity in music, what it brings excitement wise, that does lead me to the question of how do you guys think about the structure of your songs when you do play them live on tour? Because again, they just feel like they go in such surprising directions that it's like, what sort of muscle memory do you need to develop to remember what goes where?
Well, I think maybe it doesn't feel that way when you listen to them, but it's pretty well structured. Like it's really super clear in our minds how it's structured. We have names for every tiny little part within the songs. So sometimes it's quite funny because some parts are called in a funny way, and we just tell them out loud to technical engineers in the venue.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I think we just know them perfectly well to the point that we completely forget about it. It just flows. I don't know, Constantin and Danny, how you would say lâcher prise in English?
Let go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you let you go when you play.
Yeah, oui. Totally let go of everything and just play. And yeah, as I said, it just flows.
Yeah. What's like going on through your heads when you're playing it? Because to me as a listener, it feels like such a great like way to like almost like a trance-inducing music. So I'm curious, like you're the guys leading this trance in a way. Like what are you guys thinking about?
Well, for my part, if I'm thinking about something, it means I'm not doing great. Usually I don't think about anything except for the present tense and what I'm doing right now and how I'm feeling and what my body is doing. But I'm not thinking about anything. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm just in the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a better question would be, as opposed to what's on your mind, like what's in your body, like what sensations, what feelings happen when you play the music.
Oh. Some kind of excitement and pleasure in a way, because it is nice to play music.
I think it's maybe not the first time we play it live, because you're much more concentrated and you need to really now that it's the machine is running, to just at least for me, you flow with it and you don't really think. But yeah, maybe some parts like, okay, I'm sure that I change every pedal because this new part that is coming, and and check that there's nothing missing. But otherwise, it just flows. In this part between you are concentrated and the machine is running, some parts my head like kind of split in two, and my head begins to think of something, and then what fuck I'm playing, and it's like, okay, get into it. I don't know, but now yeah, we play just this weekend, and it was just you are there and you just look your mate, your co, how do you say, your co
Bandmates?
your mates, yeah,
Bandmates,
colleagues,
yeah, and there's some kind of try to look at each other, kind of just check if everyone is fine and enjoying. And I really love recently that sometimes games it begins to move and it comes and look at me, and we
But
kind of.
at first, I think first time I did that, you were kind of scared.
Yeah, I was surprised. I'm doing something wrong and I don't know what is it. And I was like, what is it? What I'm not on tune. It's not the good part. What is happening? And it was just that she was just trying to feel with me the music, and now I know, so it's okay. It's really nice, but it was funny that
Because
time.
usually where everyone is in its spots on stage, and recently I started moving a little bit more just to, I don't know, check on the guys.
Make it more exciting. How is playing live different for you than when you're in the studio?
I think the letting go part is absolute on stage. I mean, for my part, I'm in the kind of second state. So I remember one time, and it was not so long ago, I completely missed parts of a song that is really based on vocals. So the guys kind of have to follow me. And I just didn't realize at all. I was in such a second state that I don't know, to me, it just flowed naturally. And after the show, they told me, well, you forgot like 3 sentences from the song. And I was like, no, I did not. I just didn't realize. So I don't know where I'm going with that. I don't remember your question, but
like how it's different live. But yeah, exactly that. Like, I guess entering a different and altered state is easier when there's an audience involved too. Do you think about your audience much when you perform, as in like how it connects, or are you just like very present with each other?
I think maybe it's different for you, Constantin and Dani, than for me, because we're not facing the audience in the same way.
I like to look at them as well. I mean, I like to look at my mates, but also the audience, and have a kind of being in this second state at some point, but also conscious about what is happening around. And at the end, probably if I feel the audience is not so receptive, I concentrate more in,
Us.
you and. But more awareness than communion, let's say. It's
For me, I try not to really take care of the audience, because for me that would disturb my focus, and like when for me when you talked about altered state. For me, this alteration is when you really go into it. You are really focused. That means you don't think about anything. You're just into it. My father used to be a musician as well, and we were talking about this, about overthinking during playing, and he told me like if you just think for 1 second, it's already late. So I try really to be into it, but just focus on what we are doing, what I am doing, and playing the music as perfect as we can, if I could say.
Mm. I think for my part, it's kind of different because for the whole Volarund era, I was quite shy, and I always felt comfort in playing together, and maybe not interacting that much with the audience, because to me it was really terrifying. And I don't know, it kind of worked this way because it was very immersive. It was an immersive experience. We never stopped playing from A to B during the show. And I think for this new set, it's a little bit different. I'm trying to maybe not interact. I mean, I'm not gonna call people around in the audience, but I mean, just going in front of them and facing them is kind of a new experience for me. It's also still kind of terrifying every time I do it, but it's somehow, I don't know, I'm kind of grateful as well to do that, because then I can see the reaction our music has on the audience and so on. So it's kind of nice discovering that as well.
Like
I think sometimes it's terrifying for them as well, because now in this, especially on the beginning, because she didn't do that before, and now she's really going and confronting, looking at people, and it's a part that it makes sense, in fact, doing that, because it's very tense, a little bit disturbing part of the album, with this drone, very
they probably think I'm nuts.
Sorry?
They
What?
probably think I'm nuts because I look kind of crazy. The way
but I think it fits with this part of the music, this energy, and this going to seek the people, and with that I think it makes really sense. Sometimes I'm not very fan with bands that do that unless it makes sense. Sometimes it's just I see a lot of concerts that why he's doing that, it doesn't, I don't, okay, it's not, doesn't make sense. Maybe I didn't catch why they wanted, but for me this is really nice. What more this.
I'm thinking that in a way it makes sense, because the music is like scary and disturbing in parts, and it's not a comfortable, easy listen throughout. It moves you, but I felt it like, oh, if it feels a bit uncomfortable to have like all these sounds happening in my brain. So yeah, I think if I was there front row and like towards the end of a song you were coming towards me, I would probably like back away. I'd be like, oh, this is a whole new experience. Which is great, which is, again, it because, like, as you said, Dani, it's like it feeds into the theme and this like necessary discomfort, because that's what music should do. It should like stir you up and make a change inside. So it's pretty cool that way. I did have a question about the lyrics, like how you come about with the lyrics of the songs.
You know that, yeah. Yeah, because I've been writing the lyrics for this album. You know that stage where like you're in your bed, you're gonna fall asleep, but you're not asleep yet. That's usually when the words come for me. Like I have tons of notes on my telephone with words coming out of nowhere when I want to sleep, but I can't because the words come. So that's essentially how I feed the lyrics. And it's usually about personal situations, how I felt at some point in my life or in my, just in my life. So they're kind of personal and emotional in a way that it's a kind of therapy, I would say, based on my own experience. And I'm just hoping that people can just feel or be moved by them, because in a way it speaks to them. So yeah, and I think for Eimuria, we've also tried to link that to two other women that we really liked. Camille Claudel, which is a sculptress. Sculptress, do you say that for it?
Yeah, sculptress. Yeah.
Sculptress. That I personally really love, and that has, she had a very complicated life, because at that time, being a woman in arts was not socially acceptable. She had a very confusing story with Rodin, which was her mentor and way more famous than her. I don't know. She was kind of fascinating to me, what she has accomplished despite what society expected from her. So I don't know. I've kind of tried to infuse that as well in the lyrics. And the other woman is Alejandra Pizarnik, which is a poetress, if you can say.
For sure.
And as well, she had a very complicated life. She died early. She made the most fascinating poetry. Not in the academical sense of it. Like, it has no structure. It's simply words and emotions laid out on paper. And I love that, because it reminded me of our structures as well. Because as you said, they're quite long and they don't always make sense. But basically, I don't know, it wasn't very clear, but
no, because this kind of leads me to, like, if you guys think of themes when you write an album, like, do you come in with the theme, or is it just kind of whatever the music is trying to tell, you adapt or bring in lyrics that fits with that music specifically?
I think if the question is, do the lyrics come first or the music, I think it really depends on the tracks. Usually I have a melody before I have the lyrics. And as for the themes, I think we don't have them when we write music. It usually comes afterwards, because otherwise it would be, I think, too limiting. To just try to fit in this theme. So for Eimuria, I think it came along the way, but not at the beginning.
I think it came like at 3/4 of the album, composing like there's a root with all these these lyrics that must write, so that are in the way of writing the music, and all this begins to have a kind of a flavor or a direction. And then it's at this point that we try to say, okay, where is this going to end? And this kind of last part, normally we came with some theme or directive line that allows us to finish, let's say, the composition in a direction that was set in a not a structured way, let's say. There is kind of feelings, and at some point we say, hey, everything of that, it goes in this direction, and there's kind of a red line, red thread. There is this timing is appearing like that, and it's when it's well advanced that it appears and it reveals at some point the concept is not very concept albums, but some idea that we even though there was on the beginning we discussed a little bit about some general ideas. You remember more about light, dark light, the stone, the contrast of physics so there was kind of some words that were this is maybe something that we can dig in. Then it was well composed, and then we came with some connections with.
So they were kind of just floating around in the general space as the album was coming together. No, that's that's really, really cool. I guess I'll start to wrap up because I also want to let you guys go and enjoy the rest of your evening. I guess my final question is, when are you guys coming to the UK? When are you guys touring? What are your touring plans?
I think we would love to come to the UK, but it's a little bit complicated custom-wise. But we love to. I think, I don't know, the UK seems like it's like a fantasy of mine of playing there because the audience is so cool. I mean, I've attended shows in the UK and it's always been so expensive and enthusiastic. But yeah, no, so far we don't have any plans of touring in the UK. But yeah, we have a tour planned for October. I don't know if I can say much about it because it hasn't been announced yet. But we got to play in Europe, not only in France.
Okay, then I'll keep my eyes peeled for any European dates you guys are doing. So I'd love to see you guys live. I think it would be really, really cool. But yeah, I'll leave it at this. Thank you guys so very, very much for your time. This was so interesting, and I'm so glad we got a chance to talk about the album and your music all together. It's been really fun.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again to Maud, Danny, and Constantin for their time and openness. It has been very recently announced that Bank Myna will be touring Europe with doom band Deûle this October, so go catch them anywhere you can. Eimuria and Live at Beaux-Arts de Paris are out on all streaming platforms. Subscribe to Media Junkbox wherever you listen to podcasts, and check out our website for live reviews, festival coverage, and new amazing bands to discover every day. See you next time.